Now to a dire warning about climate change. According to a new report, experts say that we have until 2030 to avoid catastrophe.
13 federal agencies ramping up urgent warnings of a severe threat to America's health and economy.
Government scientists warning the impacts of climate change are intensifying.
All of this with the global warming and that, a lot of it's a hoax. It's a hoax.
For the Southeast, stronger hurricanes and more frequent flooding.
The preliminary rainfall totals from Florence are staggering. More than 30 inches of rain shatters the state's tropical system rainfall record.
Nearly 3,000 died in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria.
I'm not denying climate change, but it could very well go back. You know, we're talking about over millions of years.
They say if this is not brought under control, wildfire season will burn up to 6 times more forest area per year by the year 2050.
10% of the country's gross domestic product gone by the end of the century.
We are now the #1 oil and gas producing nation on the face of the earth. The United States is not just exporting energy, we're exporting freedom.
So you have different views on this, and is there climate change? Yeah. Will it go back like this? I mean, will it change back? Probably, that's what I think.
Climate change is the issue that is on the minds of many, many Americans, and most Americans by far. They want something done. Hello, I'm Raul Grijalva. I am now chairman of the Natural Resources Committee in the House of Representatives. What we have not seen from this committee for a decade plus is attention to climate change. On the contrary, we've seen a pattern of denial, and particularly these last 2 years with the Trump administration. And now we're at a point with this new majority that is going to change.
You know, the fact of the matter is a group of scientists have put us on notice that we have about a dozen years left to really save this climate.
Climate change is the #1 non-military threat to our entire world.
We all are feeling the impacts of climate change, and that certainly is the case back home where I'm from, the great state of Colorado, where we see increased flooding, more wildfires, shorter snow seasons.
Living in the Southwest, the high desert, 5,000 feet, every drop of water is so important not only to the wildlife but to farmers and ranchers. And I see the effects of climate change happening in the desert Southwest.
People in Charleston know that on a high tide or a full moon, you can't take East Bay Street because it's flooding more and more.
The first full committee hearing is going to be February 6th. And the topic is going to be climate change. Each subcommittee is then responsible for conducting hearings on climate change in their jurisdiction.
It's a new day in the people's house.
I'm thrilled to be on Natural Resources Committee so I can get to work for the American people and we can address climate change head on.
The public lands belong to every single American, so I'll do everything I can to fight for those lands to make sure that we have the resources to have a healthy environment on every public land in our country.
We need to do something, and we need to do it now, because that's one of the most important responsibilities we have as members of Congress.
That's what you could expect from us and from the members of this committee. We are both excited by the challenge and committed to having solid, bold initiatives come forth from this committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I really want to thank you for having this hearing as your first hearing of this committee. I've been on this committee for many, many years and seen the, shall I say, evolution of thinking around climate change, and this panel is the perfect example of that. And so I want to start out in the grand tradition of our beloved friend and mentor, John Dingell, and ask you all a couple of questions that will only require a yes or no answer. The first question is, do you all agree that climate change is real and that human activity contributes to it, Doctor?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. That in itself is a revolutionary step for this committee. Thank you all for that. My second question is, Do you all agree that we need to address climate change in a way that builds the resilience of our communities, especially of those most vulnerable to climate impacts, while growing our economy and providing well-paying jobs? Doctor?
Resounding yes.
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 Absolutely yes.
Yes.
Unequivocally.
Thank you. My last yes or no question, so far you're all getting 100%. My last question is, do you agree that driving innovation in clean energy is an essential part of the solution and that it's time that we committed ourselves to doing that?
Yes.
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 Thank you very much.
We're asking Pope Francis to go vegan for Lent. The $1 Million Vegan Campaign launched on February 6 in 15 countries around the world, supported by an incredible coalition of activists, researchers, and celebrities. We're asking for Pope Francis' help to protect our planet by drawing attention to the devastating impact of animal agriculture. If he agrees to go plant-based, we'll give $1 million to the charity of his choice. Farming animals for food has a greater impact on global warming than the fuel emissions from every car, bus, train, ship, and plane on the planet combined. Animal agriculture is also a leading driver of deforestation and biodiversity loss and causes immense suffering to billions of animals. In his 2015 encyclical letter, Laudato Si', Pope Francis spoke about caring for our planet and animals. By going plant-based for Lent, he would be leading the way to a more sustainable planet. Join us and fight climate change with diet change.
Every bit of warming matters. It means deep emission reductions in all sectors, the use of a wide range of technologies, behaviour changes, and a significant increase of investment in low-carbon options.